Hello, everybody. Thanks for watching Starting 11. Back live again this week. Uh, wasn't much of a week. Nothing really happened. Kind of another boring week in the English Premier League. Actually, we're going to talk about 2 weeks. When I say we, this week, Adelia, host of the show, is on assignment. On special assignment for the network. She won't be able to make it. But since she can't be here, she sent the next best thing. Young, go-getter, Arsenal fan too. Fares Muthana.
You know what it is, Rob.
I'ma need a day off. I think I called Fares.
Unbelievable. Fares, it's about a week or so on, just over a week on, since we were all hanging out together in Tucson, Brazil.
Yes.
And we got to watch an actual match together. Three of us.
Yeah, we did.
Adelia and I also watched a bit of another match I'll talk about a little bit too. But somebody had to go back home early Sunday morning. It wasn't this guy. We'll talk about those matches here quick. First of all, how are you? Everything's good?
I'm doing good, man.
How's your New York Football Giants? You
Let's
don't have
not
to
talk
answer
about-
that. You don't have to answer that. You don't
Let's
have to.
talk. Let's talk
Listen,
real football.
We're talking English.
Let's talk.
We're
Yeah,
talking the English Premier League.
yeah. Let's do that, Rob. I came here to escape American football. How dare you?
Okay, I'm sorry.
dare you?
I'm sorry about that. Okay, so we're gonna go all the way back.
Saw you survive Danny's sex dungeon.
Holy shit! Now what is happening? Sex dungeon. Week six, all the way back to week 6. There's some matches that happened. There Palace and Fulham played to no score. Luton getting a point at Kenilworth Road. Who'd they beat? Oh yeah, they tied Wolves.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a interesting. This is an interesting week and a half for Luton, I would say, and an interesting week for Wolves too. They've had worse weeks, I will say, in the league. Neto scored first for them. Carlton Morris, we'll talk about a little bit later as well, gets a penalty for the draw. City has no problem with Forest. Phil Foden and Erling Haaland, of course, score because Erling Haaland's supposed to score every game, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Brentford absolutely blows it, losing to Everton 3-1 at home. Unbelievable. Doucouré, Tarkowski, and Calvert-Lewin for the Toffees and Matthias Jensen for the Bees.
United. You know what's funny about that game, Rob, is I think last week someone was talking about who's the best English manager in the world. Right. And I started thinking oh my God, who is the best English manager in the world? And someone was like, oh, it's Eddie Howe out of Newcastle. I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. And then someone be like, oh yeah, then it's Thomas Frank. I'm like, where do I know that name, Thomas Frank? Oh yeah, that's the Brentford manager. And I'm like, he just lost to Everton though.
Yeah.
And that was the funny thing about it is he just lost to Everton when someone said he's this. And you know what's funny too? How the top 2 English managers in the world, neither one of them being Gareth Southgate.
No kidding. Well, yeah, that goes without saying. Oh, no one's saying Frankie Lampard.
Absolutely not. He's shit.
About maybe about to go to Rangers. It looks like. So whatever.
You know what? You know who should have went back to Rangers is freaking Stevie G. But nah, the money was the money.
Yeah, I think he's making okay coin over there in the Saudi League. He's doing fine.
Hey man, I don't want to plug this podcast. But I watched the Overlap Extras with Gary Neville, and he has these rapid fire segments where it's different. It was 30. It was hey, we're gonna do 23 questions for you, Frankie, because you scored 23 goals for England or some shit. And he had Lampard, Scholes, and Stevie G, all of them. And it's you realize some of these guys got some character, and they're not robots. And I'm like, oh yeah, you're kind of funny. Too bad you wore that shit Chelsea shirt, so I hated your guts from this year.
Oh boy, boy.
And same thing with Stevie G. Same thing with Stevie G. I'm like, oh man, I would have loved to root for you if you actually wore like the proper red, not that shit red that that Liverpool wears.
Oh my god.
And same thing with Paul Scholes. I'm like, yeah, I like Paul Scholes. Too bad he.
You what? You like Paul Scholes?
During the interview, I was like, oh man, I would have loved to root for you, but too bad you wore that shit red, devil red. You disgusting person.
Yeah, it's not. It's
and then I quickly hated him when he said he loves playing with Ruud van Nistelrooy. I'm like, you know what? Now you know what, Paul? I hate you. I hate you. Yeah, nope. I will never, ever compliment Ruud van Nistelrooy. Ever.
Good.
Ever. Him and his stupid face. His face, his face is built like he got the manager face from ESPN FC. EAFC. The FIFA game.
Oh yeah.
He has cartoon face. His face is too long for his body. He has a long face. I love it's insulting Ruud van Nistelrooy.
I like it. I'm here for it. I could do this all day.
What are we talking about again? Yeah, Ruud van Nistelrooy's long face.
Yeah, we're going a little retro. I got a retro shirt. We're gonna go a little retro. We're gonna talk Ruud van Nistelrooy for the rest of the week.
Screw Red.
Yeah,
shout out to
talk about Schmeichel and stuff like that too later.
Peter Schmeichel. Mm-hmm. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, I was telling Adelia this. So Champions League happened today. We'll get to the show. Champions League happened today. My favorite thing about watching the Champions League coverage on CBS is when they cut to Peter Schmeichel after a Man United game or a Man United segment. He's so sad. He's so sad.
Oh, that's too bad.
I laughed my ass off.
My heart's breaking for him.
Because Manchester United sucks.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Man, Peter Schmeichel's like, I don't know what I'm watching. We have standards. What is this?
It is nice that you mention, how bad United suck. But as I was just about to announce that they actually won their game week 6. Of course, it was only 1-0, and it was over Burnley. Mm-hmm. It's Fernandez scoring again. Liverpool won. 3-1 over West Ham at Anfield. It was the usual suspects there. It was Salah, Darwin Nunez, and Diogo Jota scoring for them. Brighton went over Bournemouth, and I think that's the only time I can say Brighton won this week. Solanke scoring first, but Kirkish put his own net. Billy Gilmore, former Chelsea Academy grad, and Matoma round up the scoring. Now, Chelsea played as well. They were playing the same time as a certain other game we were watching, so I didn't get to watch it. But they lose 1-0. They obviously don't score.
Yeah, you didn't want to watch that, did you?
No, not really. Down to 10 men because Augusto had his spikes up on a challenge. He won the challenge, kept the spike up, and went through the defender. Something maybe we can talk about near the end of the show when we start talking about another match that happened this weekend. Anyways, I saw the replay and I was fine with the red card. I had no problem with it. Yeah, he won the ball, but that's just a dangerous sliding tackle there. Not great. Now, we'll go to the massacre at Bramall Lane. You were waiting for a plane when we were watching this match. I think when I tuned in, it was 3-0. But, I was aboard because Kelsey decides to put in 5 more. 8 different scorers.
Yeah, that's the impressive thing.
Yeah.
Right there, Rob. I think that's the impressive thing. Like, they win 8-0. I'm like, oh, that's impressive. That's wonderful. So who had a hat trick?
Yeah, nobody.
It was 8 different people scoring a goal, and they're just passing it around, playing complimentary football. Everyone gets a touch, everyone gets a goal, and you're like, that's kind of like the perfect storm for a team, right? You win 8-0 and everyone scored. Yep. Everyone's happy. Everyone has a goal on their score sheet. Even I think even like a defender scored. I think it was Trippier, right?
Sven Botman got a goal.
Sven Botman, yeah. So Botman scored, and then
Dan
you have, you know,
Burn,
Dan
Sean
Burn.
Longstaff.
Yeah, like Sean Longstaff, like people were like, what? They're scoring, but then like you see Miguel Almiron, and then
He
Anthony
finally gets
Gordon,
one.
and then
Yep.
Isak gets one, and then I think Callum
Wilson got one,
Callum
and Bruno Guimaraes got one.
Yeah,
Isak finally gets another one. I think that was Almiron's first goal of the season.
Yeah, and then you know, we'll talk about him a little bit later because he had a cracker in the following week.
Sure, but we're gonna go to the matchup of the week. Match we watched together bright and early in Tucson, Brazil. Arsenal 2, Spurs 2. Well, you're an Arsenal fan. I'm sure you're not happy with the result. I'm sure you would have preferred 3 points out of this. But I thought it was a good match. I had no problems with the match itself. First goal you guys got was a bit of a fluke. So, you know.
Yeah, it was an own goal if you think about it.
Yeah. I don't know why they didn't. I think they still
they gave it to Bakayo.
Yeah.
I think they gave it to him.
Yeah. It was Romero deflecting it into his own net.
Yeah, just bad body positioning by Christian Romero. So we you know, we got lucky. Like we got lucky on that one. And then Son scored his goal, and it was just him being him.
Well, he is really working well with James Maddison now, and they're becoming a real dangerous duo. Something again we'll be talking about it later as well with them. But Maddison with the ball down low, and he puts it in between like 4 Arsenal defenders. I don't know what was happening. I don't know how Son got his foot to the ball, but he did. Second half, Romero helping out Arsenal again, getting his hand in an awkward position. You can't have your hand like this and have it touch. So you go to the spot. Saka buries it. But you guys fall asleep right after. When I say you guys, I say Arsenal. You guys fall asleep. Yeah. Jorginho just kind of playing with the ball at his feet. I know it. I've seen it 100 times. Maddison takes it. You find Son again. 2 goals for Son, 2 assists for Maddison, 2-2 the final. But just a quick note. Spending a couple hours as Adelia and I watching football. Is that the best match you've ever seen with us?
Yeah, because it's the only match I've ever watched with you. Too bad it was a shit match to watch because let's go back to the Son goal. When Maddison plays it in, 3 Arsenal defenders converge on the ball. And it was probably the best perfectly placed pass in the world because like you see the red like you see them converge and they all converge on it. And I'm like, oh, it's gonna get deflected or someone's gonna tip it away. And for someone like Son just like sticks his leg out, finds a crease, and I'm like, what?
It's in hockey, it's called puck watching. Everyone was just watching the ball.
Yeah.
And they just Son, I think, well, they just have real good communication built over such a limited period of time.
Short period of time. And here's the thing, man. I think with this Tottenham team, they're playing, they're gunning. Like they're going, right? And I'm talking about you want to beat them by hitting them on the counterattack. You know, let them gun and get a position, and then you're good because they're pushing high.
Yep.
They're pushing high. You know, like, but the thing is, you know, I think the problem is with Arsenal is they're having an issue about that. Because we'll talk about a little bit later in their championship game that just happened. And Loans, that's what Loans was doing. They were high. They were pushing. They were having 3 people press the ball. They weren't waiting for Arsenal to do their game. They're forcing Arsenal to keep it moving. And when you make football players play fast and play at a tempo they don't want to play, they tend to mess up.
Yeah.
Because the biggest thing in football is this, Rob, is controlling the tempo. is controlling, making your opponent play at your speed. There are people who will love to play fast, and they want people to play fast because that's the way they operate good. They're running, they're fast, they're going woo, woo. There's people be like, no, slow it down.
Yep.
Possession, pass, and you slow the game down, and you basically lull your opponent to sleep, and then you get them. You find out defender is sleeping. You then chip the ball over, find a crease. Like that's what tiki-taka was. You pass it here. You pass to create space. That's the thing about tiki-taka that people have not gotten, with the great Spanish manager who won the World Cup, also with Pep Guardiola, is you don't pass to pass. You pass to create space for a goal. And you pass so someone falls asleep, then you catch them, and then when you pass the final ball, you find space, goal. Yeah. That's what made Iniesta and Xavi so dangerous. They lulled you in. They made you sleepy. And then this little dude, number 10, found a crease. And Iniesta's like, there it is. Goal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Neymar. Oh, Suarez. Oh,
yeah,
Messi again.
It also helps when you have all that talent.
And, yeah, you're right. But still, but let's not act like, you gotta be perfect. You gotta be perfect against them because they made that system the best possible way. Because Spain still plays that way, and you can whoop Spain's ass. Germany literally went down 2-0 on them, and then Germany got back and tied the game 2-2.
Mm-hmm.
But if it was Iniesta and Xavi's Spain going up 2-0 against Germany, game's over. Game's over.
Right. Well, it would also depend on the German side too.
That's true.
If you want to play that.
That's true.
We're okay. We're going to go into week 7. We're going to go into this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
We're just going to hear first from Justin talking about our Patreon, how people can help us out.
Hey guys, it's Justin, aka Hambone, just here to let you know a couple of things that we have going on with the channel. One, we have a Patreon. If you can and want to support us, you can do that. As little as $1. You can join the Discord. We also have a merch store where you can get some cool shirts, mugs, and stuff with all of our different shows and labels on there. And thank you for all of our supporters that have already been there with us.
The future Mr. Dagwin. Fares.
Yes. I heard he was going to take her name. Because there's a lot of Dagwans in the world.
That'd be nice. You can name it. They can name a kid a Padawan a Dagwan.
Exactly.
It's all going to come together for them. Mm-hmm. All right, on to this week. And the first match, bit of a shocker. It's not a shocker that Villa can score 6. We know they can score, but they do it against Brighton. Brighton comes out flat, maybe they thought they had the afternoon game or something like that there. We're not ready for the early morning wake-up call in this one. Ollie Watkins, if you're talking about hat tricks, he gets a second of the year. Estupinian puts it in his own net. Jacob Ramsey scores. Douglas Luiz scores as well. And it's Ansu Fati with the only marker for the Seagulls. Surprising.
Not really.
You think Brighton, how well they've been playing, they're right to get their asses whipped?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I think yeah. Because I think it's a bit of like, who have they, like, let's look at the people they've beaten.
Mm-hmm.
They've beaten Man United.
Yep.
I need to see their wins. Because
they beat Bournemouth the week before.
Yeah. They beat Bournemouth, Man United. I'm sorry, but like
they beat Newcastle.
That one is the one where I'm like, oh wow,
And Newcastle's had a topsy-turvy run to start the year too. They did lose to West Ham.
They lost to West Ham
when West Ham was started out the season really well, and they're still playing okay. Who else did they lose, or who else did they beat? Brighton beat.
So they beat.
They beat Wolves. They beat Wolves 4-1. So
they beat Wolves 4-1. Well, Wolves had a red card. They beat Luton Town, Wolves,
Luton,
Man United. They upset Newcastle. They lost to AKE Athens. They lost to Brighton. They lost to Bournemouth, and then they lost to Chelsea in the EFL Cup.
Yeah.
My thing is this, like,
to Chelsea. Chelsea with a win, midweek win in the Carabao Cup.
My thing is this. Okay, I'm big on Brighton. I like Brighton, but Brighton's gonna fall off. They're gonna fall back to that 6 to 10 range. They're not playing in the top 5. It's not happening.
Yeah, well, not this year.
No, because here's the thing. Their motto.
I don't know.
Their motto, Rob.
Yeah.
Can't work in the Premier League because the Premier League is too strong. This model works in Portugal with Benfica, where they get a youngster, build them up, sell them for $100 million, and they'll just replenish because it's the Portuguese league.
Yeah.
You only have to worry about 2 teams, Sporting Lisbon and Porto. That's it. In the Premier League, you can't keep losing players. You can't.
Yeah, like they may have incredible scouting, but these players need time to grow. Like a lot of these guys went under the radar and stuff like that. But of course, Chelsea's going to come along and offer somebody $100 million.
Exactly.
$100 million.
And I'm sorry, with Roberto De Zerbi, he's resurrected his career at Brighton. Good for him. Because if you ask an Italian, hey, what do you think about Roberto De Zerbi? It's like that middling average ass coach who did nothing at Sassuolo. Like, no, like he did nothing at Sassuolo. Like him in Serie A and Serie B. Like people are like, he's fine, he's okay.
Yeah.
And then he got the Brighton job after Graham Potter was given a truckload of Brinks truck money to come to Chelsea.
La 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 la.
So but the Graham Potter Brighton team was the players were there.
The blueprint was there.
The blueprint was there, and then De Zerbi's kind of like slid and was like, "We'll keep doing this, cool." And then it happens, but they're gonna fall off. Like people forget, Aston Villa's talented.
Oh yeah,
they're extremely talented. They lost Tyrone Mings, their heart and soul, and that's something to really recover from. But I think they're recovering well now. It's been a couple weeks, and Ollie Watkins, Jacob Ramsey are coming up with the attack. I'm a big fan of Moussa Diaby. He didn't really do much in this game, but I'm still a big fan of Moussa Diaby.
Yeah, he's good.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So they have
they're well coached. You got to say they're well coached.
They're well coached.
Yeah.
By Unai Emery.
Unai. Yeah.
So
I could have won Manager of the Year last year.
Yeah, if you wanted, I wouldn't be mad. You know what I mean? But that's my thing. Like, Brian can't keep this up. You beat Man United, you beat Luton Town, you beat Wolves.
The problem is they said it last year too. They said this last year, and they've been keeping it up. So we'll see. But maybe is this a game where they've been exposed? Is this a game where now we know this is how you attack a Brighton squad? We'll see. We will see. Let's move on. Newcastle beats Burnley. No real drama. I don't know what you want. Almiron gets another one. So does
what a goal.
Yeah.
What a goal. Oh my God. I root for Miguel Almiron's success because of him being an MLS product. Because he is, I believe, either the highest sold player from the MLS or the second highest.
I believe
either one or two. I know he's either one or two. I think it's either him or John Duran who's one or two. I think they're 1 and 2. And then third is Georgi Petrovic, who is on the Chelsea bench for even though.
No, I think he's playing in Holland right now, but he's on loan.
Sent him on loan?
Yeah. That again. Oh yeah. He's still.
So your only goalie still Robert Sanchez?
We got Roberto Sanchez. We got Petrovic.
That's him.
No, sorry, the other guy. I can't remember. I can't remember their names.
You can't even remember their names, Rob.
No.
You can't even remember.
They never play. They never play. Like they don't play midweek. They don't play ever. It's just Sanchez, and that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Shit. You probably need some goalie rotation. But the problem is, it's not goalie. The problem is you guys can't score.
We're gonna talk about Robert Sanchez.
Well, the problem with you guys is like y'all can't score goals. It's not that y'all can't stop goals. Y'all can't score goals. There's a difference. Yeah. And I'm a big fan. Like he's Newcastle bottom. They believe in him. They start him almost every week, and him playing well is big. It's big. It's big for the MLS.
They were waiting for him this year. They were waiting for him, but they get him. Top of the penalty kick area, like right.
What a cracker of a goal, man!
Yeah,
it's a crackling goal. And it was amazing because here's the thing too. Like Eddie Howe came in. Eddie Howe didn't buy him. He's not an Eddie Howe guy. Eddie Howe came after he was bought. And he, instead of saying like, I want to get rid of you because you're not my guy, like most managers do, they come in, they scout the previous team, and they keep two people, and they kind of get rid of everybody else. Over time, they get rid of them. Eddie Howe was like, I'm keeping you. You're going to be my guy.
Sure.
I'm starting you. You're not going to be playing with the reserves or the youth team. You're going to play, and let's see what you got. I think the confidence is really helping Miguel improve now. And then, also having Anthony Gordon on the other side, and then, either Callum or Isak in the middle has helped as well. And then, Bruno Gomes and Joelinton in the middle, the two Brazilians also help as well. And he's kind of like, shout out to Paraguay. That's another one. Shout out to you, Paraguay.
Joe Linton hasn't been seeing the pitch much. I don't know if he has an injury and stuff, but Guimaraes has been really playing there. Same with Callum Wilson's really taken Alexander Isak's spot. And he's been playing so well. But Isak gets his chances. Now he comes in late. He scores in the victory over Sheffield United and then gets a penalty here where Gordon's taken down the box. And this is something that I'm starting to really respect about Anthony Gordon. Just fearless in the box, and he goes straight. He knows that he's either going to get a chance or someone's going to – there's a very good possibility someone's going to trip him up.
No, because here's the thing about this, right, Rob? Defenders nowadays, they know the offensive player is looking for a dive in the box, right? So they play it a little different. They kind of play off. So if an attacking player uses him thinking I'm going to dive and going forward, you will have space for a goal.
Yep.
Either you have space for a goal or they actually hit you and you get a penalty. If you it's a crazy thing, Rob, if you actually play football the proper way, you may get a penalty because either you get a goal or a penalty because you kind of like, you don't want to hit them because you don't want to dive and you want to get a penalty called on you. So you kind of fall back and you have space for the goal and you kick it and you find your crease and you kick it. You may get a goal. You may not get a goal. You possibly get a corner. You don't know, but you have space for it. You have a crease. Or the defender is not a good defender and they completely take you out. You get a penalty. Imagine not diving actually works.
Yeah. Give yourself a chance to score.
Give yourself. Yes. Yeah. And if you get taken out, that's the thing. People don't want to get taken out, but sometimes you got to sometimes being taken out makes you a legend.
Yeah. So it's better to play fearless, I say. Like, yeah. And like sometimes you look at Gordon getting in there and being getting swept off his feet and stuff. It might be a little easy and stuff like that. He's making them do it. He isn't just standing there with the ball. He's charging at the net. He's trying to make something happen, I think, when he gets taken down. So good for him.
I think also the modicum in the back of my like, could I sustain a catastrophic injury here? That doesn't help. And it's a valid concern. It's a valid concern because, like, if you get taken out and let's say you tear your ACL on the play, you got taken out, but if you played it a little safe, you're good. You may regret that, but the thing is, how do you want to be remembered, basically?
Yeah, no kidding.
How do you want to be remembered, basically?
Okay, let's move on. Because like the last thing we have to talk about, I'm sure we're just going to take a little bit of time.
Oh yeah.
West Ham gets the remedy. What happens the week after a loss? What do you want to see on the schedule? You want to see Sheffield United, and
yes, you do.
It's a 2-0 win. They only score the 2, but that's all they needed. Thomas Suchek, Jared Bowen scores. Jared Bowen with 5 goals this year. Jared Bowen.
He's whoever tries to buy him is going to spend a lot of money on that guy.
We'll see if they want to give him up. Who knows? They got lots of money. They didn't want to give up Declan Rice, but they ended up giving him up anyway. Yeah, well, I don't think anyone's going to be coming after him for £100 million.
That's also a good point. But but 50 million, 60 million is probably good for them.
Yeah, we'll see.
Add a little British tax on top of it.
Yeah, Moyes still has his job. I'm sure he's very comfortable in his position right now, which is a far cry from last year.
I'm very perplexed on why he still has his job. There was a report where the sporting director said, "I'm not buying you any player you want." Was that report a lie? Or did I misread that? Like
no.
literally the sporting director basically threatened him and said, "I'm gonna find a way to fire you." And
It's West Ham United. You know what? I have no doubts that is probably true. That is probably
all he does, all he's doing is winning. All he's doing is winning. That's all he's doing. David Moyes is just winning.
Well, now last year it was touch and go. I think if they don't win that weird trophy, he doesn't.
Yeah, that loser trophy.
Yeah, the Europa Challenge League or something.
Yeah, the winner of the losers.
Yeah.
No. Trash Rob. The best loser.
Yeah.
No, the second best loser, because the best loser is the Europa League.
I think you have to finish seventh place or whatever to get
sixth or seventh. I think.
Yeah. To get invited.
It doesn't matter, Rob.
Somebody last year called it a major trophy. I'm like,
no, it's not.
We don't even know the name of it.
You know what? Let me tell you something.
Unreal.
It's a trophy for losers. Europa League is a trophy for losers. Losers. I'm done. I'm done sitting here. I don't care.
You're the 65th best team.
Yeah, I don't care that Europa League. There are a bunch of losers. Literally, most of Europa League in like the knockout stages are the losers from the group stage of the Champions League. So you want me to care about an award for losers? I don't care.
No.
People be like, oh, but Fares, not everybody can make top four. You know, money this, money that. Well, tough shit. I'm sorry.
Fares Muthana, how he really feels about the Europa League until Arsenal have a chance to win it later this year.
I didn't care about Europa League last year with Arsenal in it. Arsenal was in it against Sporting Lisbon. I didn't watch the matches because I didn't give a shit. I watched one of the matches where both of our players got injured, which pissed me off. But I didn't care. I don't care about Europa League. I don't care about Conference League. It's Champions League. Champions League. Europe. That's the key. That's the victory. That's the major goal for your team. You want to be the best team in Europe.
Yeah. And
you know what? It's kind of weird also being that team that wins Champions League but also loses their league. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry. Like I remember the year Liverpool won Champions League.
Yep.
But they didn't win Premier League. Me, I'm like, I look at those like, you still suck. You know what I mean?
Wow.
because I'm like, you couldn't win your league.
Yeah, they're saving it all for Europe. They save it all for Europe. They know where the important Champions
You're right.
League,
you know, that's a good point. Let me take that back.
Let
me take that back. I take that back, Liverpool. I take that because I'm gonna be. You know what? No, I'm not gonna take it back because I'm gonna defend you later on in this show. You know what?
Oh.
Yeah. I'm kidding, Liverpool. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Calm down, Liverpool fans.
Liverpool gets enough.
I don't hate you. I don't hate you that much. You're not Tottenham fans.
Not this week.
Screw you, Trevor.
Go on to the next match. We got Man United losing at Old Trafford, second week in a row, this time Crystal Palace. And we want to talk about shots hammered home. Joachim Andersen with that whip kick or whatever to the top of the net was a thing of beauty. You know, did you even know that Mason Mount was gone for 6 games?
I didn't know he came back.
Yeah.
I knew he was injured, so I knew he was gone.
Yeah.
But I didn't know he was back.
Yeah, no.
Because he made no difference. None whatsoever.
He was taking the corners. I saw that, and he's putting him short and stuff like that. They United never really pressed. They were never really in any danger of scoring and stuff like that. It was an easy a win as Palace will ever have at Old Trafford. But I guess Roy Hodgson just doesn't lose at Old Trafford. I think they said that's his 5th win in a row or something like that at Old Trafford, which is crazy. Anyways, nice to see United suffer a little bit. Adelia just saying she'd like to also thank Joachim Anderson for his contributions to her PL team this week. Looks like she picked everybody good this week. She got Ollie Watkins. She got Joachim Anderson. Gosh darn it. Let's move on to another story.
Speaking of,
oh boy,
where's Michael Olesi?
Olesi, yeah, the guy that the one that Chelsea tried so hard to get, but then was told like he was injured and stuff like that, so they dropped back, and then they went back after Caicedo. I believe it's still injured.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they were trying to give him a new contract or something?
I think they did give him a new contract.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, they gave him I forget how many years, 4 years, 5 years, or something like that. They gave him a lot. Everton doing its best to make sure they have the nicest stadium in the championship, losing for the first time. Newly promoted Luton gets a.
Let's go, Luton.
Yeah. Their week doesn't get better, but yes. Yeah, so a couple of first half goals. Tom Lockyer, Carlton Morris, who I like how aggressive he is for Luton, but God, he has bad aim. He has real bad aim.
But I think he scored. Didn't he score like 20 goals for them last year?
In the championship, who cares?
Yeah, well, that's a good thing.
Yeah. I'm sure that's nice. Storm Calvert-Lewin gets the goal for Everton. Luton isn't in a relegation zone. Luton's outside of relegation. And for a time, I was worried because they had the same amount of wins as Chelsea did this year. Yes.
You know what I'll say is this, man. I want them to stay up this year. I want them to stay up.
That'd be awesome. I love it. I love watching.
I want them in Burnley.
I love watching Kenilworth Road. I had fun today watching that match. Anytime you have like just an odd little stadium like that, it's fine. It's not like there's who else has on Bournemouth? Is that the Vitality Stadium?
Yeah. Oh God, I hate that stadium.
It only has like 11,000 people in it too, stuff like that. But it looks like it has no character at all to it. It's kind of just bland. Let's talk about a match maybe close to your heart, where Arsenal squeaks by Bournemouth 4-0. And I've been calling Arsenal the Bengals, by the way. I don't get that shirt at all. What is
that green, that weird green thing?
Yep, that yellow with the black stripes and stuff like that.
It's not yellow, it's highlighter. It's highlighted with black.
They're tigers. They're tigers.
Stop doing that.
Okay, I apologize. Saka got the first. Right place, right time. Ball comes off the post, right to him.
Has a header off of Jesus.
Yeah,
off of the top post, and then cleans it up with his own header.
And Kedia is taken down. And here comes.
He's been drawing a lot of penalties. That man knows how to draw a good penalty.
Yep, it's been smart.
He's doing what Anthony Gordon does.
He's just so young, just to get it. Yeah. I really like the way he's played.
Yeah, him and Anthony Gordon, they're just attacking, and you're gonna take me out. Get a penalty, I get a penalty.
You get a penalty. Man of the match, in my opinion, Odegaard gets to take the penalty. Next, is it Odegaard that's taken down in the box after that?
Yes.
Yeah, and then in a moment of charity, they decide to let Kai Havertz have a crack at a penalty kick, get the monkey off his back. And the timid deer finds the back of the net.
Roars like the lion.
That's a tiger. He roars like a tiger. He's
toiger. He's toit like a toiger.
He's toit like a toiger.
Toiger. Shout out to Ryan.
Look at this. Ryan says it too.
Yeah.
The team is toit like a toiger. Yeah.
Dr. Evil. Cannot paint his you gold. How about no? You're crazy.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Ben White Powers Hour.
Ben White gets a goal for you guys too.
The 95th minute. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Benny Blanco.
Benjamin. Important win.
Benjamin Blanco.
Anything else you want to say about that one?
Not really. It was just systematic eradication of Bournemouth. Really.
Yeah, it was like what
it was kind of.
like.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Rob. It was kind of boring to watch.
You guys didn't dig deep. Like you guys,
not
like
really.
yeah, this is.
But here's the thing. I want to make So if you give, I think me and Adelia were talking about this earlier. If you have multiple penalties in one game, I want you to switch up the penalty takers because I don't want you to have the same penalty taker because it reduces the likelihood of you being successful because either you go on the opposite of what you did or you do the same of what you did. So like you pick a side. If you went left, you may go right on the second one and he's going to guess you going right, or you stay left and he goes left. It's kind of like a 50-50 shot. If you switch it up, you don't know what the hell is going on. You don't know. And I think Stevie Nicol on ESPN FC talked about how unprofessional it is. I don't agree. I think it puts the goalie in a state of like, who the hell is taking this penalty? I have no idea who's going to come up. And then when you see like 3 dudes roll up to the ball and you're like, wait, well, why is there 3 dudes waiting to take this penalty? Who's going to take it? It was like him, Saka, and Jesus were there. And then they brought a 4th dude, which was Kai Havertz. He then kicks it. So the goalie's like, is it one of them 3?
You also have Jorginho, who revolutionized the way that.
Well, he wasn't on the field.
I'm just saying, you also have him just in case.
Yeah.
In other positions too.
Yeah. So here's the thing too. Kai Havertz has taken 18 penalties in the Premier League. Apparently,
Yep.
He's hit 17 of them. Bukayo Saka has missed multiple penalties. Let's not act like Bukayo Saka and he took one. And Martin Odegaard has took over that role from him, and now he's been the penalty taker. But Martin Odegaard as a captain, basically employing his coach's strategy of like, let's confuse this dude. He doesn't know who's going to take it.
Yeah.
We're going to make this dude think. He's going to overthink it. And he's talking, and then he like gives Jesus the nod, like, hey, we'll give it to Kai, but let's just wait here for a bit to like mess with the goalie. And they're sitting there like just talking to each other. I'm like, hey, hurry up. Like hurry up. Like, what are we doing? Because they've been switching off on. But like, you're telling me, and then they don't just pick some, they don't be like, hey, William Saliba, get over here. You're like, no, it wasn't like that. It was like, hey, Kai, I know you've, before that penalty kick, he was 16 of 17.
Yeah.
Now, and then after the penalty, he's 17 of 18. So it's not like he was saying like, hey, Saliba, you're going to take the penalty kick. Like, no, it's like, hey, guy who's 94% accurate, get over here.
Yeah.
And then they it's a team building up one of their stars who's not confident in himself.
Yeah, that's what I said. It was a charity thing. Like they did that.
Well, the way you say charity, like you say charity, like it's a bad thing. Like no, it was a confidence booster.
I don't think it was earned, but it was a thing that the good
penalties aren't earned.
No, it was like he didn't get to kick the ball through a run of play through. Oh, he's had so many chances. If he did, you give it to Gabby Jesus. Because I don't know if this guy's ever going to score again because he's had so many great chances.
Me and Adelia were talking earlier. We need a new 9.
Well, this is a thing, and this is why the Tony talks have been.
I don't want him. I don't want Ivan Toney whatsoever. There's this dude though in Italy.
Who
was disrespected by his own team.
That is crazy. Osman, oh my goodness gracious! Like, what are you doing?
In EAFC, the game that I just bought. Like, I'm not trying to promote it. I sold Gabby Jesus to Real Madrid for like $90 million.
Oh shit! All right.
Yeah, and then I sold Eddie Nketiah for like $15 million.
What?
And then I bought Victor Osimhen. I think Arsenal fans would be happy if I did such a thing. They're like, you know what? I think we'll accept it. And with Eddie Nketiah, it was pure profit because he was one of our academy kids.
Yeah, it's academy kid.
So it's pure. It's a $15 million of pure profit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
As a Chelsea fan, I know of pure profit sells for sure.
Yes.
Thank you, Man United, for paying so much for Mason friggin' Mount. Let's move on. Wolves somehow, incredibly, defeat City, a flat, lazy, boring City. When I say lazy, that first goal,
with Neto, oh my God.
Well, yeah, Pedro Neto, he's coming down the flank. He's like he's Nick Fant running down the sidelines on a 4-yard pitch play, running it for 80-something yards last night.
It's like a Damo Torre just running down the sideline.
Yeah. But Phil Foden just kind of little hand check. Nathan Ake just kind of.
Well, Rob, it all starts in the midfield with Mateo Kovacic being kind of lazy with his passing.
Yeah.
And and you kind of see how the midfield is so important for Pep Guardiola.
Mm-hmm.
Like he has Erling Haaland as a striker. He has phenomenal wingers. Like the back line is pretty good with Emmanuel Kanji, Ake, Kyle Walker, Ruben Diaz. Yeah. Like well, Gvardiol wasn't playing. I think it was Diaz and Walker.
We're just talking about all the options he has.
Yeah, like you're like, oh my god, look how they're stacked on the up top and the back end. They're so stuck. But when your midfielders are Mateo Kovacic and Calvin Phillips in a Pep Guardiola system. Yeah. And, I have a lot of things to say about Phil Foden. All right, a bench warmer.
Like he makes a lot of money. He makes a lot of money.
For being a bench warmer? Yes.
Get a decent barber.
Yeah.
Well, he was mostly on the bench because somebody in front of him was pretty good. That's been missing for a little while. Kevin De Bruyne, not bad.
Well, no. Also, Phil Foden doesn't play midfield. He's a winger. People need to stop trying to convince me otherwise. He's a winger. He plays wing. Let him play the wing. And having like Jack Grealish in front of you should really tell you a lot about how people really see you as. And Pep, his thing about Pep Guardiola, man, he's always like, let me put a striker at defense, let me put a defender at strike. And I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Okay?
Yeah, he'll never have any success doing that.
Yeah, but he does, and it annoys me, so I can't really criticize him. But yeah, like when you have Kevin De Bruyne and Rodri in your midfield, and then you go from that to Calvin Phillips and Mateo Kovacic.
Mm-hmm.
It shows a lot because Mateo just goes lazy with the pass. Neto steals it and literally takes the ball and he just runs.
Yeah.
He doesn't pass it to nobody. He just outruns everybody.
Yep.
He outruns Foden.
Down the sidelines.
Ake. Literally. And the goal it wasn't even a good goal. He just kicks it like, something's going to happen. And then it hits a City player and it goes in.
Yep.
It wasn't a good goal. It wasn't a good build-up. He kind of just like prayed it up. Like, all right, it's an NFL football player who's like, you know what? Let me just throw it deep. Someone's down there.
Yeah, goes off Ruben Diaz in it.
Yep, and it goes in.
Yep. Now City does level it on
what a beautiful free kick.
A pretty good free kick.
Amazing free kick.
Julian Alvarez.
That was a striker, bro.
Yeah. Just in the perfect spot. Josie saw it. No chance at all. Now,
no chance.
The winning goal, so you play long enough. I guess you're going to get some bounces. Semedo puts a ball across into the box, gets deflected a couple of times. Eventually,
he passes it. So he passes it to the Korean guy.
Yeah. Oh, Pep.
He misses it. I know his name, guys. I'm just making fun of Pep Guardiola. Is Wang Hee-chan. Wang Hee-chan. So he misses it because it bounces off of Ruben Diaz. Good defense by Ruben Diaz. Yep. And then goes to homeboy. I don't remember his name. He corrals it and he kicks it back to Chan. And Chan scores the goal. The Korean.
Yeah, he takes a second and assesses. Like he takes a second. And he knows that he sees that Hee-chan is there, and just said, "Oh, this is better. This is a better shot at it." Makes the right decision. You get to see it go past Ederson, and unbelievably, Wolves take 3 from City, and that is gonna. City had not a great week. Losing to Newcastle midweek. Losing here, it's not often you can say that City is dropping points and dropping out of tournaments in the same week.
But they're missing. They're like Erling Haaland is a great. It's a great player.
Yep.
Phenomenal player.
Yep.
The most important player in Man City is Kevin De Bruyne. He's the most important player.
Breaks my heart.
Doesn't break my heart.
Every time I hear that name, every time I hear Mo Salah's name, to know that they had blue shirts on, and to see them doing so well on other teams, I'm like,
y'all sent Mo Salah to Italy. We were like, he'll die there. It's fine.
Yeah.
And then he didn't.
That's the special one. That's the special one.
Yeah.
Oh,
But yeah, like Erling Haaland's their most talented player. Is just like pure striker 9, just raw talent.
mm-hmm.
But the best player, the most important player, it's Kevin De Bruyne. It's him. He's the guy.
And it took him, like, even last year, it took him a little bit to get going. It took him like 6-7 weeks to get going, De Bruyne. And as soon as he did, he's just an assist machine.
Yeah.
So, did he even, what did he make it? Did he even start this year? Or was it like 15 minutes before he got hurt? I think it was 15 minutes.
He played 2 games.
I thought he got out in the first game.
Against Burnley?
Yeah, I'm sure he got hurt early. Like earlier. When
yeah. Yes.
I know he didn't play.
Yes.
He didn't play in the preseason at all. And then he came
on. He played a bit in the Community Shield.
Right.
And then he was taken off. And then I think it was before halftime they took him out because something with his hamstring.
Yeah, he's had a nagging problem for a little while, I guess. And
but his thing people talk about, he tore his hamstring in the UCL final.
Yeah.
And I don't think it healed properly. Nope. And I think he needs more time.
Yeah. Well, it's not, he's missed, but he's not missed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're getting by fine. Just a stumbling here. So it's opened up the top of the table. Everybody's kind of within about 3 points of each other.
Oh yeah, so 2 and 3.
Yeah, I think they have 18. I think Tottenham's at 17. Yeah, Arsenal's right up there now too.
17.
16. Yeah,
and then I think Liverpool's 4th with 16.
So the cream is rising to the top already with that. We'll see.
Tottenham there being there is weird.
It's weird. Maybe that's the team that comes back to earth. We'll see. We'll see.
Postecoglou, we'll see.
We'll see. We'll go on. Next one, Forest and Brentford tied at 1. Forest was playing actually really well, and then Nakate gets his spikes to Wissa, and so sent off. Christian Norgard will score a couple minutes later, and then who scores for Forest? I can't remember.
I'll find out right
here. Dominguez? Yes, it was Dominguez. That weird that he gets the cross comes in, it goes off his head, and that weird kind of roll off his head over Flecken's arms, and I remember the announcers saying that pretty poor effort there by Flecken, and then he starts going, oh, maybe I was a bit rash. There's absolutely nothing you can do. It's just a weird spin off his head. It just went up and down perfectly. So Forest get another point. They've been
fighting Matt Turner's.
Yeah. Oh, Matt Turner. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Now,
speaking of Matt Turner, he's gonna be on Kicking It on Wednesday.
What the heck's Kicking It?
That's a show that on CBS. I keep talking about shows on CBS. CBS. Nah, CBS got some good.
Not a sponsor. Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor. But who has better content? Let's Get Ready Network. The highlights. We got everything, baby. American football, world football. We're gonna come up with hockey.
Mm-hmm. How about the CFL?
No.
Okay.
But they made it hard to watch their games. Okay. Fault.
Yeah. They've always shot themselves in the foot. Those bastards.
Stay on ESPN Plus. It would have stayed good.
Now, enough of CFL. And your first place would pay Blue Bombers.
Yeah, I'm right. It is. Oh, where's my hat?
Oh yeah. That's fine. Fulham, Chelsea, at Craven's Cottage, West London Derby.
Craven's Cottage.
One of the teams, maybe the team I hate most in the world.
That's so weird that they're your heated rival.
Well, they're down the street.
That's still so weird.
There's only one team in Fulham. That's the song. Why was that?
I'm sorry. Not because like Manchester United, Manchester City, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Everton, Liverpool, boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Those are
the only two.
Boom, boom, boom.
Well, again,
Chelsea.
Well, we got West Ham. We got lots of rivals. Everyone wants to be our rival. But yes,
we don't want to be a rival.
They're literally, yeah. Well, there's no comparison. Just look at the trophy case. So,
okay, you have one Champions League more than us. Calm down. 2 Champions Leagues more than us. Calm down. We have similar trophies.
Hold on.
We have like 22 FA Cups. Okay.
Yeah, anybody and their dog has an FA Cup.
Okay, now you're being. Don't disrespect the FA Cup now. See, you people do that because they suck at the FA Cup. The FA Cup means something in England.
I'm wearing an FA Cup championship shirt right now.
Exactly. 2. You have 2 of them. We have 22.
Well, that was in 1978.
We have 22 of them, Rob.
Yeah, we're too busy winning other things.
Too busy winning my ass. Shut up. Get out of here.
Anyway,
too busy spending $1 billion for 1 goal a game.
That's loser. True. But we did get that goal. The goal we've been waiting for. Mikhailo Mudryk finally scores, and he only cost us 65. We just stole him from you guys. That's what the big deal is. Finally scored.
We're okay that you stole him because we ended up getting Trossard for 27.
Yeah, no kidding.
And he scored goals for us before.
Yeah, but yeah, well, his family wasn't trying to be killed by a murderous bandit. So, anyways,
wow, Rob, we're gonna pull that card. Fine, fine. We're gonna go there. All right, just because he's Belgian.
I don't know who the Prime Minister of Belgium is.
I don't either.
All right.
Anyways, the Belgian national team is going through stuff.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, yeah, it's
correction. Arsenal's won 14 FA Cups, 6 more than Chelsea has. Well, you know what? It doesn't matter. We have the most. Okay, we have the most FA Cups.
Yeah.
Where did I get 22 from? I don't know. Where did I get 22 from?
I don't know. I was looking. I was like adding them up, and I think no, that's like if you added them up, that's only 20. So a tremendous pass from Levi Colwill. And Mudryk slices it through the wickets on Bernd Leno for the goal. And then like a minute later, not long after, here comes back from injury, Armando Broja, after missing almost 11 months.
Year.
Yeah, close enough. And then gets a goal. A little bit of help, a little deflection on the way in and stuff like that, but it doesn't matter. Another clean sheet for Robert Sanchez. That's 3 this year, the most in the Premier League. Even though if he does jump in super slow motion, it was crazy. He had 2 jumps, one with the ball going wide, and it seemed to take 4 or 5 seconds for him to go. It's like he went in. Yeah, it was like one of those cartoons or something like that where you see the guy just move. No, and then
it was a big mistake. Big mistake by Tim Ream on the Braja goal.
It was a huge mistake. Yeah, just not paying attention. And it's Cole Palmer taking the ball from him. And a nice pass by Cole Palmer too, just the perfect weight on it.
And unfortunately, bittersweet for Braja because he ends up getting hurt in this game again.
He didn't get hurt. It was his first game back. He played 65 minutes. And they said, okay, maybe that's enough. You could tell that he was laboring a little bit. Now, Mudryk goes out.
Is this the Moroccan kid, right?
Broja?
Yeah.
I believe his family originally is from Armenia, I'm going to say. But he grew up in England. He grew up in London. You see him talk. He's like a
Albanian.
Albanian.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because the flag
he grew up in London.
Yeah, right. Slow. He grew up in Slow. Wow, he grew up in Slow?
Slow. Damn. Yeah. Who else grew up in Slow? Oh,
I don't know. Who do I know?
Jimmy Carr. Jimmy Carr grew up in Slow.
Oh, you know what's funny about that? Dua Lipa is also Albanian.
That is funny. I know the name, but I wouldn't know her if I ran into her with my car.
Shout out to Dua Lipa. Call me.
Shout out to Dua Lipa, of course. All right. We're gonna skip.
Zendaya.
Yeah. So a big win for Chelsea. Chelsea up to 11th spot in the table.
Rob, you want to talk about the big story of the week, though?
Within striking distance. Which one?
Like the story.
Oh, we're gonna talk about it in a second. We'll just talk about the game that happened today. Luton 1, Burnley 2. Burnley scores just before the half. It was what was this guy's name again? Oh yeah, Lyle Foster. Lyle Foster, his first game back from elbowing a Forest dude in the chest, got a 3-game ban. Comes back, scores a goal. It was a weird goal. He gets a pass from center Burge. He kind of half touches it towards the net, and it like on the ground, and it curls in. Like I thought this thing's going wide. I didn't think he scored, and then all of a sudden he's very happy, and it's like, all right, whatever, that's fine, good for you. Luton really starting to press in the second half. 65 minutes in or so, there's a fucking crazy situation happening. Luton, I think, headed it off their own line maybe twice before Jake Trafford grabs it, but 83rd minute, Elijah Adebayo will score. Tie the game, kind of a little mix up, just some space. Didn't even hit it very hard, just puts it in nice and calmly. The Kenilworth Road going nuts. Their coach going bananas. And a minute and 4 seconds later, Jacob Brun-Larsen has the ball in the corner, walks into the box, puts it into the far corner. A really nice strike. Burnley get their first win of the season. Luton played well for about 40 minutes. They have to learn how to do that, for another 50 minutes or so, and they'll be fine. But yeah, you can see the improvement in Luton, especially over the last 3 weeks or something like that. Each game, you can see them getting better. They probably deserved better in this one, but good for Burnley. Now maybe Victor Company can afford a collared shirt, maybe a tie.
That's never happening. That's never happening whatsoever.
White T-shirt like it's 1991.
Yeah. Okay. My thing with this, I think Burnley is doing something where it's starting. Like I think the oldest person in their starting lineup, I think is 27 years old. I think. Yeah. I'm double checking. No, it's 30. Charlie Taylor.
I think they have the youngest average squad, and I think Chelsea's either second or third.
Yeah. So they have a couple of they have the 30-year-old and Charlie Taylor. They have Roberts, who's 28, but everyone else is under the age of 25 or under. And James Trafford, who won the under 20 Euros with England. And Lyle Foster, Lyle Foster, he's a Orlando Pirate. If you don't know who the Pirates are, they're one of the biggest teams in South Africa. Former Orlando Pirate. Luka Kolosho. I keep talking about him all the time when someone brings up Burnley. He's 18, 19 years old. He is the tri-international. He's not a dual. He's a tri-international with Italy, Nigeria, and America being all eligible to get his services. But he's currently in the Italian youth system. And I think Italy needs him the most. But we also need him because we have no wing depth. He plays wing, but Italy needs everything, like literally everything. So he may get so if Luciano Spalletti wants to do his job, he's probably the target. Vincent Company basically said, we're getting $200 million. Cool. We're just gonna buy just like proper youngsters and mix it in with the old guys. Like this team in Fulham. That's not Fulham. That doesn't know how to spend proper money and just spends $1 billion on randos. And then saw this kid named Nicholas Jackson who just rode the pine at Villarreal, and we're like, you know what? I want him.
He scored on Wednesday. Scored a winning goal.
Robert.
It doesn't count. It doesn't count towards the Premier League.
But. You know what? JJ Watt owns a part of this team, so the American in me is like, hey man, I gotta watch this team. You know what I mean? I gotta
huge Houston Texan fan, were you?
No, just like JJ Watt. He seems like a nice guy. He seems like a genuine nice guy. Like he may ham it up for the camera a tad bit, which is he's a famous person, so they ham it up on occasion. But I generally think he's a good person, and I kind of root for his success. Sure. Unlike the Wrexham people where I'm not a big fan of Robert McElhenney, not because he's a bad person, it's because he's an Eagles fan, and screw them. So whatever.
I get it now.
Yeah, that's why I don't root for. That's why I don't root for Wrexham.
Yeah,
but I'll root for Burnley though. I root for Burnley. America.
Unbelievable. Okay, let's talk about the match that people will still be talking about probably next week. Spurs gets by Liverpool totally legitimately. Okay, maybe there was a couple other things. Maybe there's a couple other things.
I'm sorry, Rob. You caught me off guard on that one. I'm sorry. You got me off guard. Yes, totally legitimate.
Yeah.
100% legitimate.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, so we'll do it chronologically first, all right? Curtis Jones's red card. Let's talk about that 100%. Real quick. Yeah, foot rolls off the ball, bounce Basuma. Zero problem with that.
100% red. 100% red.
If they don't call that, I'd be pissed. I can think back to João Felix last year for Chelsea, the same thing in his first game against Fulham. And then even Gusto last week. Yeah, it's the same thing or whatever. And people saying like it's an accident. It's like, what was he doing trying to put his ball on the foot on the ball? No. He was trying to make a tackle and he missed.
Like, you went too high. Yeah. So you went too high on the ball and it rolls off the head of the ball. If you went low on the ball, you would either hit grass or the bottom of the ball, and you don't foul him. But you went high on the ball and you missed it, and you got him just because he didn't. Well, let's say he didn't mean it.
Nobody ever means it.
No one ever means it.
Yeah,
but you did it.
Yeah.
It's like when you make a mistake, you're like, oh, I didn't mean to make a mistake, but you made the mistake. And we have to punish you.
So you're drinking and driving. You're drinking and driving. You accidentally run over somebody. I didn't mean it. They don't say.
I didn't mean.
Okay. Oh, you didn't mean it.
I didn't mean to kill that person.
Yeah.
But you did it. Yeah. You still did it. Like, I'm sorry. You still that's the thing. You still did it. Like, you made a mistake. That's perfectly fine. But you still got to get punished for your mistake. And his wasn't as bad as the other red card. The other red card, when we talk about it later, that guy was just being purely stupid.
Well,
that was stupidity.
For the second one, yes. But we're going to talk about the first one too. For the first yellow. Okay, so next comes the Luis Diaz offside.
Yes.
Goal. We're going to talk about it at the end. We're just going to go past it now. Doesn't count. Okay. Like a minute later, 1 minute later, it's Madison to Richarlison to Son. And just bang, bang, bang in the net. Breaks down Liverpool's 10-man game, which is very good. Like I don't know why people aren't copying Jurgen Klopp more the way he plays with 10 men, and then eventually we'll talk about when he gets put down to 9 men. But Cody Gakpo will score before the half and hurts himself twisting around to get the ball. Now I don't know if he hurt himself twisting around to kick it or when he's twisting himself around to get to the ball. But he does like 2 twists. Yeah, because when he plays the ball bounces away. So he has to go and get it and corral it back. And as he's corralling, he's spinning. And he spins it, and then he strikes it. So was it his ankle? I'm not sure. It looked more like just like a foot. Like it was weird the way he grabbed it. I haven't heard anything. There's been other news concerning Liverpool over the last couple of days that I've been pretty interested in. So I'm not exactly sure, but I know he came off at the 45-minute mark. He gets replaced by Diogo Jota. Not a bad guy to come off the bench for, right? Second half, some really good chances. Oh, we've got about Son had a goal taken back for being offside. Great chances, both ends. I think Vicario was very good for Tottenham. Allison was really good for Liverpool as well. The goaltenders had a great game. Now, Destiny Udogie, we're talking about the first yellow to Jota. Udogie trips himself. Yes. Jota was 2 feet behind him. I have no idea how Hooper calls this a yellow card. And he is pretty proud of himself when he's running up there too. Like, how could you possibly make that call? If anything, you could have just said it was an incidental clash or something like that. But he wasn't close. He was not close, which makes the one that he is guilty of and quite guilty of a yellow card. just a few minutes later, like literally a minute later, gets sent off for, again, this time, getting a swipe in at Udoji, but connecting, taking him down. I have zero problems with the second yellow, problem with the first yellow. What did you say?
I'm bringing it up now. I'm re-looking at it to see what it is. Yo, Simon Hooper is just not a good ref. Okay.
No, they're none. There's no good refs.
Yeah, it's just not a good ref.
There's no good refs. They're terrible.
Jota is mad.
Yeah.
Jota is livid.
Yeah. He had a right to be. I think he had a right.
Yeah.
Okay, so they have 9 men, but they're 9 men for 35 minutes.
Yeah.
They're holding them. Even had a few chances and stuff like that as well. I thought they played very good. Like, obviously, bringing Darwin Nunez and stuff like that on, it was not in the cards. Like they weren't going to attack. They just had to bring everybody back and isolate everybody outside. And it works until the 6 minute of extra time. When
it's 95-30.
Yeah.
30 seconds left in the game.
Joel Matthew.
Just bad defensive positioning.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
He's kicking, his leg is forward. The ball's kicking, his leg is forward, so the ball's going that way. He should have swung his leg.
It looks like Allison has a play on it too. Allison maybe should have been more vocal, just say leave it or something like that. But he gets his foot to it. It rockets to the top of the net. All right, that's it. Game over. Spurs get the 3 points. But that's where the story seems to
does
start.
Not end.
It seems to start there. Now, I guess it was decided before the final whistle how they would deal with this, because it was literally minutes after the game was over. Like they were talking, they were doing their aside or whatever at the end of the game when the PGMOL put out a statement saying significant human error. So
that's an understatement.
It isn't even about drawing the lines. They didn't have to draw the lines. He was so onside. All right. And one person that isn't taking any blame for this somehow is the linesman, who was so poorly out of position. He decided that 3 feet was being offside. 3 feet onside was being offside. It was a terrible call. It was a terrible call. But this is why they set up this goddamn video assistant referee. So that calls like this will be made correctly. Now, it is ruled offside on the pitch. No goal. They go to the VAR. And the audio has been released. I don't know if you've heard the audio.
I have heard it, and it is bad.
It's not good.
It is bad.
Here's
the problem, Rob.
Yeah.
The first thing as a VAR, I think you should do. I assume that this is what they all should do.
Yeah.
When I was listening to the audio at the beginning, it's just blah, 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 blah. Why are you guys all talking at the same time? If you're both talking, none of you is listening. So the VAR, his first thing that should come out of the VAR's mouth at all times is, what's the call on the field?
Yep.
What am I checking? What's the call? And then Simon should be like, offsides for Luis Diaz. Is he offsides? Because the VAR guy assumed he was already on sides. That's why he didn't ask the fucking question. He didn't follow protocol, Rob. That's the thing. The protocol is you ask what was the call. What's the call? The call is Luis Diaz is offsides. Is he offsides? Because he assumed they're checking if he was onside. And then that's what he's like, oh, he's onside. Keep it.
27 seconds later, check complete.
Exactly. And then when the game starts again, the VAR guy's like, wait. Where's the goal? And he's like, what was the initial call? He was offsides. What do you mean what was the initial call? Fuck. I thought the initial call was he basically said he cut. Yeah, it bleeps out, but I think he said the F word.
And, a few times.
And he basically said that. And he says, can we delay the game? Can we delay the game? And then someone says, nah, man, the game's already started. We can't.
They're asking Ollie. They keep saying asking Ollie now. some people thought they were meaning like the I think the fourth referee, Michael Oliver, I think it was the fourth referee, but I guess they were talking about somebody else in the video replay booth or something like that. They were asking Ollie, that some other guy named Oliver or whatever, a question. Yeah, but like they say, it's the laws of the sport. As soon as it's kicked off, as soon as the ball's kicked off, you can't the play goes on. You can't do anything about it. There's been instances where referees have gone to the managers and talked to them and explained what happens, and then the other team will allow the other team to go down and score a goal just to make things right. That wasn't going to happen here, I guess. They decided not to do that. Now, the PMGOL released another statement. I don't know if you've
actually
read this.
We have their apology right here.
Yep. Okay.
It's been 0 days till they apologized. It's another apology.
Yeah.
They keep apologizing.
Another
I'm sick and tired. Like, your apology means nothing. It changes nothing. Just do your job. And and Liverpool actually released a statement saying it will pursue all the actions.
Yeah. Well, they wanted to get the audio. They got the audio. Then they released it. This is what the PGMOL has said since releasing the audio. Okay. PGMOL can confirm we have carried out a review into the circumstances which led to the Luis Diaz goal being incorrectly disallowed for offside in the Premier League match between Tottenham and Liverpool. We recognize standards fell short of expectations. Well, did they? I mean, the expectations are never really high. And acknowledge the error to Liverpool immediately after the conclusion of the fixture. A detailed report including key learnings and immediate actions taken alongside the audio between the on-field officials and VAR teams have been submitted to the Premier League, shared it with Liverpool and subsequently all the Premier League clubs. The review of the on-field VAR decision-making process and application of the decision-making principles has identified the following key learnings to mitigate the risk of a future error. So this is going to solve everything, Fares, okay? Guidance to video match officials has always emphasized the need for efficiency, but never at the expense of accuracy. This principle will be clearly reiterated. They're saying we're going to take our time. Like, remember when everybody was clamoring to go faster? Now they're going to try and do it the way they originally did. Again,
these refs should be suspended.
It was well, they didn't. They lost their 2 spots later on in the week. They lost their spots this week coming up. We'll see how much longer they go.
Because here's the thing. Well, I was watching ESPN FC, and they were talking about Howard Webb, and apparently I don't know who the hell Howard Webb was. I didn't give a flying fadoodle cake who the hell Howard Webb is, but apparently he's an extremely respected official who's refs Champions League finals, World Cup finals, EPL matches, whatever. And
Didn't he also have something to do with MLS, like with the videos? Isn't he one of the guys that
probably? But apparently he's apparently when he walks into a footballing room, he's a shadow, a beacon of respect, and people like think he's I don't freaking know. That's what ESPN FC was trying to like point it out, and they were saying if he doesn't fire these people, he's gonna have a problem of credibility.
I think one of the I'm going to talk. Well, I was going to say some of my suggestions. Like, there is no reason, absolutely no goddamn reason why it has to be professional game match officials in the VAR booth. They're 2 different things. Referees have to worry about everything that happens on the field at all time. What does the VAR have to do? Check a line. That's it. They have to make sure that the rules are it's like leading up to goals and stuff like that. If the rules are properly placed, that's all they have to do. They have to know how to use the video equipment. That's it. Why have a referee? Like, you could be part of the PGMGOL, but it gets to that whole point where they become friends and stuff like that. They aren't supposed to be friends. They're supposed to have a job. Like, it'll take away like that whole thing with the. What's his nuts last year
Anthony
against
Taylor.
Chelsea with Anthony Taylor and stuff like that. It's like he didn't want to make his mate feel bad. It's like, God damn it, just do your job. Just do the job. Who cares?
Well, you actually made your mate look
Anthony
stupider.
Stewart isn't gonna. He's not gonna make any less money.
No, Anthony Taylor made his friend look dumber. He made him look dumber.
Yeah,
he made him look dumber.
Yeah,
that's what it is. You didn't do your friend. You did your friend a disservice. You telling your friend, hey, go check the monitor and fix this. You're helping your friend. But no, you said no. I'm not gonna help my friend. I'm gonna make my friend look like an idiot.
Yeah, terrible. Anyways, we'll get on to it in a bit. They also said a new VAR communication protocol will be developed to enhance the clarity of communication between the ref and the VAR team in relation to on-field decisions.
You're gonna get better mics? Well, like, what do you mean? Like,
makes no sense. Makes no sense. As an additional step to the process,
in real life.
As an additional step to the process, the VAR will confirm the outcome of the VAR check process with the AVAR before confirming the final decision to the on-field decision.
So the VAR. Yeah. So the VAR is going to have to talk to his assistant.
Yeah, and then confirm it. But they were both they all got it wrong on this one. So I have no idea. I
don't understand.
Yeah, they say they're committed to enhancing VAR performance through a new training program, which started this season and focuses on process and best practice for all VAR, VARs, and replay operators.
No, here's the thing about this, Rob. This is so stupid.
Unbelievable.
They used the machine correctly. They made the lines.
The problem isn't the VAR. Let's make it right. The problem isn't VAR. The problem is the dum-dums they have implementing it.
Yeah, like the machine is perfect.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, perfect.
It's as good as you can hope for.
It's as good as it can get. Yep. The problem was dum-dum in the booth didn't say, "What's the call on the field?"
Mm-hmm. Now,
you called offsides on this goal. Let's check.
Yeah.
He's on sides.
It's literally.
That's how you fix this. You don't. Oh, we're gonna improve communication. How can you improve communication? You can give them a new phone. You're gonna actually force them to talk to each other in person. How are you gonna improve communication? Get a new mic set? Like, you can't. You dumbass.
Yeah. Unless you have use the booth or whatever, like the replay window or whatever, go over there and have like a Skype call with them.
Like a video conference call.
Yeah.
No, you fix it by this.
Yeah.
The VAR should always ask the person should be like, "What's the call?
Mm-hmm.
You called what? Oh, you called offsides. So am I checking if he's offsides? Okay, I'll check if he's offsides.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, no, Luis Diaz is onside. That's a goal.
Enough with this check complete. It's over. It has to be over. Now you say offside or onside. Onside, good goal. Offside, no goal. Just say that. It's easy. That's what your recommendation is. And then you can go check it out. That's it. Anyways, it's not going to
end. Bunch of buffoons, man. Just a bunch of buffoons.
It's guys, something else is going to happen next week. But it's going to happen in like a lesser match. Like it'll happen like Palace and Forest or something like that. Yeah. Something will happen and it won't get as much play and stuff like that. Like another thing, when they were showing that the straight red there to Curtis Jones, he goes to the booth and it's a still of him on the guy's ankle. It's like, of course he's going to think red card and something. Like, just play the thing. And I don't think, I'm also the persuasion where you should never show a replay to the ref in slow motion. You can show different angles, I would say, but always do it at game speed. But whatever. He deserved the red card. I have nothing against the red card. That was not the problem. The problem is get calls right. It should never have been this difficult. This is crazy. But yeah, we'll have more, obviously, because this is the fifth time we talked about VAR this year. We will talk more about it, I'm sure. But right now, I'm done talking about they almost made me feel bad for Liverpool. I
was gonna make fun of them. No, I wasn't. I was gonna make fun. If it was, here's the thing, right? If it was against any other team, I'm making fun of them. And I'm laughing at their tears. If it was against any other team, I would have done it. But unfortunately, they were against Tottenham, so I couldn't do nothing.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Well, there's also another team. If it was against United or City, I would have also not have made fun of them because they annoy me as well. Let's say if it was against Burnley.
Yeah.
I would be like, good job.
Yeah. They deserved it.
Yes.
All right, let's make some predictions here. We'll go back. It was a long time ago. a long time ago, we decided to do some predictions for the last couple of weeks. It was Adelia and I. And I gotta say, I'm just retallying this week. I won the first week. It was close, 5-4. This one, I am going to win again. No problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6. I think I won this week 6-1. So, so my first two wins of the year when it comes to predicting, and it took 8 weeks. God damn it! But I'm happy with 2. Now, week 8 starts Luton, Kenilworth Road against Spurs.
Oh man, I want to be a hater so bad.
It's gonna break your heart, right?
I want to be a hater so bad, but Spurs win.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that without question, it's gonna happen. Now, Burnley at home to your favorite squad and mine, Chelsea Football Club.
Burnley.
You are a monster. That's a lot. That's a loss you'll just take.
Yeah.
I got Chelsea. Everton, Goodison Park, and the last trip there from Bournemouth.
We'll go Bournemouth.
I'm going to say a draw. Oh, Adelia has said Spurs, Chelsea, and Bournemouth as well, but I think I'm going to go for a draw. I don't know if anybody wants to win that match.
That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah. Fulham at the Cottage again, this time against Sheffield United.
I'm going with Craven's Cottage. I'm going with the Cottage.
The Cottagers.
Cottagers.
The Cottagers.
Yo, Craven's Cottage sounds like a Harry Potter hangout, bro. Like, why is that like a common thing? People think that's a Harry Potter thing, or is that just me?
That might just be
no, because like, bro, if I said, "Oh, Harry Potter, you here? Harry Potter, welcome to Craven's Cottage, Harry Potter." Yeah. Like this is a horrible accent, by the way.
He'd be sent to the supporter section. I'm pretty sure he's a Chelsea fan. Actually, I don't think he is. Yeah, so Cottage. You've got Fulham. Adelia's got a draw. I am taking Fulham as well.
Please, sir.
They should probably score.
I have some more.
Now, here's an interesting matchup. Man U back at Old Trafford, trying to prevent 3 losses in a row there, but they have to play Brentford, who's had a weird season, up and down season.
I'm going to go Man United.
Adelia's picked Brentford. You've got Man U.
I'm going to go Man U.
I'm going to go with Brentford as well. I like their strikers compared to Man U's midfield. Yeah. What's the yeah? They got they're pretty they're pretty good. They got a lot of pieces at Brentford. Palace and Forest.
Ooh, who's on the road? Who's home?
Palace is at home.
Palace is at home? Mm-hmm. I'm going to go Palace.
So did Adelia. I'm going to go for Palace too. Forest wins at home. That's what they do.
Yeah, they don't win on the road.
On the road, not so. Well, I think, didn't they beat Chelsea on the road? Just wanted to say.
Probably, but Chelsea sucks.
How dare you, sir? How frigging dare you? Brighton trying to bounce back, but they have to play Liverpool, and this is at the Amex.
I don't think they bounce back. I think Liverpool gets them.
So does Adelia. I think they are going to win. I'm going to say Brighton. I think Liverpool is going to be so angry. They're going to be without a couple of people. Don't forget.
Oh, the Reds.
Yep.
I'm going to go. Okay, I'm going to switch it. Brighton.
I'm going to go Brighton. Okay.
Yeah.
West Ham at home, the London Stadium, against Newcastle.
I'm going to go West Ham.
So did Adelia. I am going to go. Ooh, is that a case for a draw? I'm going to go Newcastle.
I got to get a draw in there once or twice. I don't know, but some of these games don't seem like draw.
Yep. Well, how about this one? Just kidding. Wolves at home. They're at the Molineux against Aston Villa.
I think Villa's gonna win.
Yeah, you don't think Wolves can do 2 huge upsets in a row at home?
Nah.
2 humongous upsets in a row? All right, I don't either. I'm going to pick Villa to win. And finally, the match of the week. One of the matches of the season. In the red corner, Arsenal Football Club. In the either white and burgundy or possibly the sky blue and white. Who knows with these guys, but Manchester City.
So they don't have Rodri, do they?
Or De Bruyne.
Mm-hmm. But we don't have Bukayo Saka.
And I don't think Pep's on the bench yet either. Still recovering from his back surgery.
Yeah, I saw him in the Wolves game. He was in the stands. I thought he was suspended for a minute, but it made no sense because Pep doesn't get suspended. That's Jose Mourinho.
No. Yeah. Well, Thomas Tuchel.
Oh yeah, Tuchel and Conte.
Yeah.
That's true. Psychopaths.
Yeah.
So they're missing 2 of their main midfielders, and we're missing our main wing. We did not look good because he got hurt in today's Champions League game, and we didn't look that good in the attack, and we kind of let loans kind of pressured us and kind of dictate the tempo. And Pep Guardiola is probably watching the loans matches like, this is what we got to do to them.
Maybe.
But both, Martinelli's not playing either. So we're gonna have Trossard. I think the front line is gonna be Trossard and Kedia and Jesus. That's gonna be the main. It's gonna be them 3. But they're missing De Bruyne and Rodri in the middle.
And they're losers of 2 in a row.
Yeah.
In all competitions.
Yes.
You guys did not play well against them.
No whatsoever. Takahiro made a huge mistake that led to a goal by Kevin De Bruyne. I got an atrocious clearance. I remember that game. The second game they just picked us apart.
Yep.
But they can't pick us apart because they don't have Kevin De Bruyne.
Nope.
Or Ilkay Gundogan or Rodri, so they have no control of the middle. And our middle is our middle is stronger because they're gonna have Calvin Phillips and Mateo Kovacic. Just having Declan Rice and Martin Odegaard in our middle is just automatically better. Like, you're automatically better.
Sure.
And you know what? Thomas Partey may start because Thomas Partey, he's coming back. Kai Havertz is not a guarantee to start that match.
That's got to be a plus.
I'm gonna be an optimist. I'm gonna say an Arsenal win.
Adelia sent a note. This is Arsenal. And then in brackets, I'm such a homer. LOL. Now.
Yeah.
Do I think City can beat Arsenal at the Etihad?
Oh, we're on the road? Oh, shit.
No,
getting a draw. If we get a draw, that's a win with this squad.
I think you put in a lot of good points about who's there, who's not. I think maybe it's just time for City to go on a losing streak. Maybe it's time for City.
It's at the Emirates.
Yeah, it's at the Emirates.
Oh, you said the Etihad. So
sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Arsenal. Yeah. I'm sticking with it.
Yeah. Is it time for City to get humbled a little bit? Or do I just cop out and say draw? Or do I say City because you picked frickin' Burnley? City out of spite. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick City. All right.
Also, you know what's funny? I love how quickly I said it. Like, Chelsea or Burnley? Burnley.
All right. That's it. Okay, so maybe I'll miss one because of spite, but if I do, I think
I'm probably gonna miss some bad spite.
Yep. Yeah. All right. Fares, thank you very much for coming on the show live with us here on Let's Get Ready Network. The highlights.
We talk about a lot of stuff, and I don't think we talk about football a lot.
Yeah, we talked
when we're together.
Yeah, we talk about.
We need to have Adelia on the show to make sure we talk about that.
Yeah, keep us focused. Yeah. Oh yeah, didn't even show. The flag goes back up. The big Chelsea win. Maybe it'll stay up for a whole other week. We'll see.
Unless Burnley beats you.
Oh boy. Oh boy. All right.
A Luka Kulisholo goal. That's how they're gonna win.
Unbelievable. So what do you have coming up for us on the Let's Get Ready sphere? Could be
guys,
on
every Friday, 3:00 Pacific.
Mm-hmm.
We talk American football, me and Caleb, every Friday, 3:00 Pacific. Good friends, better rivals. This week I will dissect why the New York Giants are a steaming pile of dumpster.
Garbage.
Maybe
the worst offensive line I have ever seen in my life.
Probably the worst offense, period, in the entire NFL.
Could be.
And then, he'll talk about the Cowboys beating, I don't know who they beat, and I don't really care. So there's that. I'm on reviews here and there.
Unbelievable.
Sorry, I'm a bit tired. I had some brunch and I watched some football. Yep, I said that. That's a phrase that came out of my mouth. Yep, I had brunch and watched some football. Yep, that happened.
Yep.
Fridays, 8:00 Pacific, the open table. Me and Adelia have free-flowing conversations. Sometimes it's me and her. Sometimes we have a guest. We're working through some things. We're going to be talking about that a little bit later. Follow me on X at Fares Muthana on Twitter. You can follow me on Instagram at _Fares_Muthana, where I promote mostly my radio show that is every Wednesday, 9 Pacific, 12 midnight, where it's, we kind of chill. We talk about stuff. It's called I Got Something to Say on KSFS Radio. It's whatever's on my mind. Last week, I don't know. I don't remember what we talked about last week. Oh, last week we talked about Deion Sanders and I lost count. Kind of just like ranted for an hour. So everyone, listen to me there. Yes. I tweet it out every week.
Very good.
It's my pinned tweet.
Is it?
Yes.
I wouldn't know what that is. All right. Are you supposed to call it a tweet anymore? Aren't you supposed to call it a post? Isn't it a pinned post?
Whatever, Rob.
I'm just being difficult. I'm being difficult on purpose. Okay, guys. Well, tomorrow, or is it tonight? Tonight is the last episode for Ahsoka.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe of the series. Could be just a season. Depends on what they want to do. I'll be talking about it with at least Danny, and hopefully Hollywood Hambone himself will be back on the show, talk about the finale of Ahsoka. We'll be doing that this week. LGRN after Snark on the weekends. Danny and I, maybe I'll have a couple of drinks. Maybe we'll just talk about whatever we want. We talked about Pokemon last week. We're going to be talking, I think we're going to talk Star Wars video games this week. And then I think at some point we're going to be talking first-person shooter. It's like we're doing a video games month or something like that, because October is nothing but meant for video games or whatever. So, guys, thanks for showing up. Thanks for watching. We'll be back with the starting 11 next week. Come on, Chelsea. Woo! Right, first?
Fuck no.